This is one of those blanks that I started when I was doing an ashtray, a cigar ashtray, and it had way too many bug holes in it. Carpenter bees, actually. So I'm going to take this off. This is going to be the bottom of the bowl, by the way. So check this out. I think I got all the bees out of it. I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm not going to stand over here and cut because it'll just lift this grain up on this end grain. It'll lift it here and it'll lift it there. So well, I'm going to cut this way so that the fibers are supported. So when I'm cutting this way, I'm not just lifting. It's supported by the fibers behind it. We've got tear out, of course, but it's not raising these up over here, which is what I was after. Billy, what are you going to do with all those carpenter bee holes? Not a thing. This vaulting looks good. I'm just going to leave it holy. Do a little bit of sanding on here before I turn it around. I'll show you what it's going to look like. And it's going to look like that up through 600. And when I get that ready, when I'm ready to turn this around, I'll come back. Okay, the bottom is sanded to 600. I don't let this dry a little bit and I'll come back and turn it around. But before I fix the outside, I'm going to take some of this off in here, cut it down, get rid of that rot. Alrighty, and that's why we stand out of the line of fire. And I wasn't even hitting it that hard. I was taking a light cut, but that's how soft this stuff is. It just blew my mortise out. Probably why it wasn't running true. I think I'm gonna put this back on the faceplate ring and cut this bottom down some and basically just start over. Alright, let me get it sanded up and I'll turn it around and rechuck it and come back. Because of all of these bug holes, I'm going to call this nature pierced, but there's not enough of them. And they always go through the end grain. I don't know why they don't go through the side grain, but they go through the end grain. So I'm going to add a few more on this end. That ought to work. We'll call it nature pierced with a little help. So again, this is how it's going to go. And I'll go through 600 and we'll come back and turn it around. Now it's time to take the top off. I don't want to make this real thin. To my bottom feeder. I'm thinking I might want to go just a little thinner, but I don't. Around the corner. And I'll continue this through 600, and I'll come back. So I'll sand it up. Yeah. I'm fine. I'm fine. Not the same here. Ready to break the inside over. I'll let this set for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and then I will knock it back with some Scotch-Brite and then figure out what kind of finish I'm going to use. I'm probably just going to use an oil of some sort. So I'll be back. Time to finish the bottom. And I'll finish running through the grits and I'll come back. Okay, I sanded it up, got 2 coats of Mylan sanding sealer on it. I'm gonna take it to the laser, engrave my logo, and then I think I'm just gonna wipe this with oil and let it dry. So here it is, my nature pierced. You and I know part of it wasn't, but okay. My nature pierced spalted hackberry bowl, burn my logo in the bottom. Aside from the 2 coats of sanding sealer, I've got 1 coat of pure tung oil on this. Most of it has been absorbed by the wood. Some of it hasn't. What, Billy, why are you using pure tung oil? That doesn't need to be food safe. True, but I didn't want to use a wax because of some of the, it'd leave white specks in places, so I just wanted to use an oil, and I thought, well, I'll just use tung oil. So that's what I did. Anyway, it don't look like much, but I think it's kind of interesting. Might not be your cup of tea. I'm not sure it's mine, but it is what it is. I didn't want to waste it. I didn't want to burn it. The spalting in the wood is just too pretty for that. So anyway, another one down. Another one coming soon.